Maybe I'm crazy, but corn dogs are the devil's snack.
That is completely false.
Jägermeister is the devil's juice, and corn dogs are the devil's snack.
We can still eat the devil's snack, right?
I mean, if you want to go to hell.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. Yes, Ashley, Jaeger is the devil's juice. Have you ever been sick off of Jaeger before? Okay, well, I'm glad you're still with us because it's the worst.
It's real.
I have puked blood off of Jaeger before. It's not a pleasant experience, which is why I don't drink it anymore.
What?
I only needed that lesson one time.
What a hell of an open.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, Jaeger is also disgusting. Like, it's you know what Jaeger is?
In shot form, it's fine.
No, it's not. It's black licorice. You eat black licorice?
No,
that's what Jägermeister tastes like. They convinced us that it's tasty, and then when you realize you're drinking liquid black licorice
Right.
that also makes your insides turn into disintegrated items.
Right.
Then you wise up and you're like, oh, why am I drinking Jägermeister?
Yeah, it's like
Jägermeister was huge when I was in college.
Oh.
Jaeger bombs, haircuts, Jaeger bombs.
I know you're right because Jaeger bombs were huge when I was in high school. It was insane.
Ugh, Jaeger.
Crazy.
Every bar. If you went to a bar that did not have the Jägermeister chilling machine,
Oh,
I mean,
it's like, what are we here for?
yeah. I mean, it's just
They only got.
you barely
have
serve
one.
alcohol. Yeah. You have one. You gotta get it chilled. Anyway, T.O. joins us today.
Yes.
He's great, Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He can say that now.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
What? What happened?
I forgot to bring up his fake Hall of Fame jacket.
Yeah.
And if he was going to bring that to the Hall of Fame, because I believe that he should. I actually believe he should wear that jacket instead of the gold jacket. I actually insist on
During
it.
the speech?
I would do that. I mean, I'm obviously incredibly petty. As
I thought it was
going to
happen.
But I regret not asking him that. It just came to me. Maybe another time.
He's gonna be the first person to get the jersey embroidered.
I really feel like he should just wear the yellow one he wore in Undisputed.
That's true.
He should make them put that jersey in the Hall of Fame or that jacket.
That jacket?
They should have to put his bust and the fake Hall of Fame jacket.
I don't think they're
in the
gonna
Hall of
oblige,
Fame. That's not a stipulation they'd agree to. You think?
Yeah, but that jacket is amazing. So NBA Finals, Cavs are down 2-0. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Except for game one was one that we will remember forever. And Steph Curry was just unbelievable in game two.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. Which is nice to see because I like when Steph Curry makes threes from the other side of the court.
Really?
Yeah, I do, actually. Let me tell you something about Steph Curry. All right.
Talk to me.
Here's the thing about Steph Curry people don't realize, because Steph, and I realize I'm sitting I'm sitting like a boy that is being aggressive. I'm sitting like what do they call it? Manspreading? I'm manspreading right now.
Oh, really? I do that all the time. Just I can't help
Ugh,
it.
despicable.
I can't help it.
Where do you
My
do
thighs.
it? Do you do it on a airplane?
Wherever I am.
No.
Everywhere I am.
You know what? People that manspread on airplanes get the body work by me. I have very pointy elbows. I insert them perfectly.
Oh, pressure points.
I mean, you're in my seat. Well, I paid for this square space. Get your knee out of my space.
I'm getting on a
Do you
flight
want to pay for my
later
flight?
tonight.
Do you want to pay for my flight?
Gosh.
If you want to pay for my seat,
Yeah.
I'm happy to let you manspread all over me. Anyway, Steph Curry is a lot stronger than he looks.
Yes, he is.
Have you ever tried to shoot an NBA three-pointer?
Yes, it's very,
impossible for the normal human to do.
Very hard.
It's very hard.
It's like-
It's very, very, very far. If you
Yes.
don't believe me, go to your local basketball court,
Yes.
take about 5 steps backwards, and then stand right where you are, jump up in the air, and shoot the ball. Make a video of it and post your first attempt.
The
okay?
level of accuracy.
If you're about that life, it's very, very difficult.
Yes.
And not only just the amount of threes that he made, he set an NBA Finals record with 9, beating Ray Allen.
Yep.
Jesus Shuttlesworth, if you must.
Yes.
The amount of threes that he takes on top of that, like just getting it over there, is incredible. He looks, because he's got like the baby face, he's got the adorable family and the adorable kids, and everyone's like, oh, he's so cute. That would show his family.
Yeah.
So like you don't think of him as somebody who's strong. He actually is very strong, and you have to be that to be able to shoot the ball that far.
I understand that
and with accuracy.
I understand that you're taking it to the level of physicality and like what it means to be a basketball player and to be elite and be one of the best shooters ever in NBA history.
No, he's going to go down as the greatest three-point shooter of all time.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But what you're not realizing is he prays after every one. Like it's honestly,
Well, listen,
it's God's plan. Like I want to give Steph Curry the credit.
No, but you gotta give the glory to God.
You kind of have to.
You do.
You kind of have to.
You have to. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the NBA Finals. Time for Wit It.
Quit it. With it or quit it. With it. Quit it.
No one is happy with our Wit It or Quit It intro.
People like the walk it talk it style, which you just did.
Okay.
It caught me by surprise, so I'm not happy about that.
We'll
you
stick
know.
with that.
We'll
Also, I want to acknowledge how great my shirt is.
Your shirt is
ginormous.
amazing.
It's ginormous. It's
As those shirts should be.
Extra large.
Really?
Smalls are big on me, and this is an extra large. So obviously, I had it tied up like 80s style.
Yeah.
And I was like, eh. I'm going for the full. I don't care. I care.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
No,
I'm basically going for the John Heller today.
I like that. I like the care, but I don't care. Yeah. It's a different type of.
Totally hipster.
It's a different type of caring.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like I care because I must, but I really don't.
I mean, we all must. Right. Yeah, of course.
But my shirt is awesome, and I got it at a flea market for $20.
I would say that it's so big, it looks like it could fit me. And you're saying it's an XL. I'm about 30 pounds away from it actually fitting me, but just for the record.
All right, so what are we with or quitting today?
J.R. Smith done really f***ed up now. With a couple mental mistakes in Game 1 and a 5.2 of 9 shooting effort in Game 2, J.R. can be blamed for the LeBrons being down 2-0 in the finals. Joy. J.R. Smith will be blamed for LeBron losing his 6th NBA Finals. With it or quit it?
I am with it.
Really?
Yes. There's so much.
There's so much more people to blame.
So many more people to blame. There's so much to get into. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First of all, Game 1 will go down in history as possibly being the worst refereed game in the history of the NBA Finals. It was a joke. It was a fucking joke. And I don't care. I want the Cavs to lose. I want the Cavs to lose. I want Cleveland to live their life in misery.
You do that.
And I want LeBron to leave and come to the Lakers so we can have complete anarchy in Los Angeles. All right? But that said, I don't want any excuses for why this happens. And the referees were awful. They were unbelievable. It was to the point where I was like, can the NBA just try and pretend like they're not trying to force LeBron out of Cleveland?
Yes.
Can they just be like, bro, just
I'm Silver, chill. Like, yeah.
It's so obvious.
Text people at halftime like, hey, y'all,
hey,
chill.
yo. Hey, yo, chill.
You got a group text message with,
hey, yo,
with the referees.
chill. That is what
I'm like,
hey, yo, chill.
Hey, you.
Chill, son. It was so bad.
Try to get Game 7.
It was so bad. Kevin Durant was, I mean, anyone want to find out what's up with KD? Like, forget asking LeBron how he feels.
What are you talking about?
Saying Tristan Thompson, is he helpless? What's up with KD in Game 1? What the hell happened? So let's start with the whole sequence, all right? Obviously, the reversing the call on LeBron was a joke. Like, it's sickening how horrible that situation was.
Right.
Then you go to the other end of the court. George Hill obviously should have made his free throws, but people miss free throws, okay? So you had an opportunity.
Joy.
Look.
At that point in time, LeBron had done so much.
George Hill's not LeBron. George Hill's not LeBron.
But I'm saying, like, we've seen Andre Iguodala knock down some clutch free throws in the playoffs.
MVP
after making the clutch free throws. Like, these things are on the table for role players like Andre Iguodala if you capitalize on them.
Look, yes, George Hill should have made the free throws, but he didn't, and it's not surprising to me that he missed a free throw in that spot. Then KD decides, I'm not going to play basketball. I'm not going to box out because why would I do that in this spot? And JR gets a miracle rebound, which he should have went right back up with. But JR had no idea what the score was.
Very surprised he got the ball.
He was just jumping. He got the ball.
He was just jumping so LeBron would be like, okay, at least JR tried. And then
exactly.
He's like, oh shit, I got it. So
everyone has seen this. He dribbles it out, and then LeBron is screaming at him, and he panics and throws back to George Hill. And now we're at overtime. And then today, the footage came out of LeBron just in absolute agony on the sidelines. And look, I felt horrible for LeBron in that moment when JR did it.
Yep.
And that's coming from Queen Betty. I legitimately was like, wow, I can't, like, he had one of the greatest performances by a single individual player in NBA playoffs history, in NBA finals history. We couldn't enjoy 1 second of it because all we can focus on is these stupid refs and JR being a moron.
His face, man, he just looks.
It's like you could just feel it. You could feel it. But having some time to think about it, look, I felt bad for him in that spot. But if you're the greatest of all time, which he's not, if you're the greatest of all time, you have overtime. You have an opportunity to win this game. It is not over. JR did not lose the game for them. He may have lost the series, but he didn't lose that game for them.
I'm convinced of one thing. After seeing the game, one thing, and seeing all the analysts talk about it, you guys who demand more from LeBron James, he should have been like, oh, we had timeouts. Oh, well, time to get back at it and win overtime. You guys want to see LeBron die on the court. You want to see him die. You want to see him physically die of exhaustion on the court.
No.
You guys do. He's giving
first of all,
everything
let
he
me be very,
can.
very clear.
What?
I save my wishing death on people very, very, like I'm
Okay.
very specific about who I
yes.
wish death on. Okay.
Yes.
And it's not LeBron James.
Okay.
We need LeBron James.
Excuse me for looping you in.
I want LeBron James very much alive and well and playing basketball at a high level.
Yes.
Okay. To be perfectly clear.
He needs help to do so.
Okay, fine. I feel bad that happened to LeBron, but you're in that spot. You have there's just times in sports, in moments where you have to just immediately erase everything that just happened and refocus and get it done. You just have to. You have to. How much shit did we give the Falcons for choking? Okay,
No,
you fall into a spot. You got to regroup. Say forget it. Nobody even touched JR. Nobody was like, hey man, it's cool. Like let's go. Let's just suck it up.
I think
we got overtime. Let's close this out. We have an opportunity to win game 1 on the road in the NBA Finals against one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Let's do it. And it's LeBron. Like if you can't call them the LeBrons and then not give LeBron.
You can call
the
LeBron's
blame
when he scored 80 points in the last 2 games in Oracle. I mean, like
he's been unbelievable. But I'm saying in that spot, you have to suck. You have to suck it up. You got to be the leader in that spot. Let go of your emotion. I know you just gave everything you got, but you got to give a little bit more.
No, that's where you need a second leader because someone that LeBron respects should have got JR and like everyone was. Jeff Green was afraid to even console LeBron. Everyone else was afraid to even look at JR in fear that they would get traded by LeBron during the finals. You know what I mean? It's like someone else has to step in. Ty Lue, because Ty Lue messed up too.
They all listen.
We had
series
timeouts
of mental mistakes that can't happen in that spot if you're the greatest, and
it won't happen
that's
again.
fine.
It won't happen again.
No, you're right because they very well might get swept now.
Okay, let's talk about Game 3 and Game 4 then, real quick.
I think if they first of all, Game 3 is a must win. You're not beating this team 4 times in a row. What are we? That's not happening.
Yeah, no, I think they win both. I think they win. They show why they're in the finals Wednesday, Game 3, and then Game 4. I want them to limp through and actually win a game. They got to tie it up 2-2. They have to. If they don't, LeBron's gone. If they don't win one of these 2, if they don't win both these games in Cleveland,
LeBron's gone.
LeBron's gone. He has to be.
I think he's gone either way, but I do think they win Game 3. I'm hoping they win Game 3 because I'd like more basketball.
Yes.
But man, JR gonna JR.
Basketball might stop.
Hey,
might
JR,
stop.
the Cali stuff is different than in Cleveland. It's just a little bit more.
Don't bring the green
It's got the
in
extra
here.
little dang on it, right?
Oh my
It's got
God.
a little extra dang on it out here. You gotta do it after.
He low-key did look high the entire time. People keep saying
after.
Hennessy. He's like, no, he was blowed.
It's got just it's mwah, okay. You can't just delicate. Just it's not Cleveland.
Moving on.
It's not. There's always the lake water.
Oh my gosh. Moving
next?
on. People stay hating on greatness. Last week it was a Patriots hater. This week it's Rodney Hood who shared his feelings about playing with LeBron after Game 2. Quote, "It has been tough. You lose a game, you feel like the world is coming down. You win, it's like you're supposed to win. It's still a struggle to me to adapt to that. Joy, winning isn't fun. Wit it or quit it.
Winning isn't fun?
Isn't fun.
I'm going to quit it.
Okay.
And this is why, look, everybody can't be a champion. Everybody can't be a winner. And it's cool. Like if you wanna roll in the world where everybody gets a trophy, that's
It's
you know,
not. He's not
that's
asking for
fine.
everybody. They
Everybody
had no
gets trophies. Everybody gets orange slices.
orange slices.
Cool mom brought
Capri
Capri
Suns.
Suns.
We said it. Listen.
It's really
though.
like for real, you're bringing Huggies.
But he said the basketball part is the easiest part. Imagine that, like you being an athlete, like coming in, actually going out there and running track. Right, that's the easiest part. It's all the craziness around it, and it's being on a team with LeBron. Like he shouldn't be shunned for this.
I'm not saying it's easy. Yes, he should, because listen, this is the bottom line. All right, and this is what annoys me about like say the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Like it's cool. I like rooting for the Dolphins, but I'd like them to win because that's what you play sports for, to win. You play for championships, right?
Yeah.
We're not just out here running around.
We have to learn how to win.
For fun is for babies, okay? We're all
Yes.
grown-ups now, right? No, I did say this was an AAU team, so maybe I wasn't that far off because that's not how this works. You're playing with LeBron James. You have an opportunity to win a championship. Yes, of course, when you lose a game in the NBA Finals, it's the end of the worworld. It's the NBA Finals.
I'm sure he was talking about since he's been there, and also he's like 25.
I don't care, man. I'm not trying to hear this. But I'm also not trying to hear it about the Patriots. Like, I like Philly, right?
Yeah.
Like, fun team, hype, definitely for the culture, as we'll get to in a minute.
Yep.
I'm not hating on Philly. Like, did I think they were going to beat the Patriots? No. Hot take. Me and everyone else on the planet.
Yes.
Right? Okay? So, fine.
I knew Philly was going to pull through, but
Right,
yes.
fine, sure. Okay, 50-50 chance. Good, congrats. Okay?
Thank you so
So, they won,
Yeah.
right? Now it's all about like, oh, it's the Philly way. Like, no, it's not the Philly way. You won one Super Bowl. Now you get back there next year. I'll start rocking with your plan. Like,
I think the celebration was that the Patriot way is over.
okay, but they're also favored to win the Super Bowl again. So riddle me that. All right, like
care about favorites.
In order to have sustained, this is my point. And this is my point with Rodney Hood.
Please.
In order to have sustained greatness, what is greatness, right? Like greatness isn't we won one championship.
No.
You had a great team that year.
Yeah.
All right. Greatness isn't I had an MVP and I did some stuff in the league, right? Like if you are considered a all-time great, if you are considered a dynasty, not only do you have to win multiple times, you have to be in contention for years and years and years. Look at the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Like, does anyone ever count out the Spurs? Even if they don't have Kawhi Leonard, you're still like, it's still the Spurs. Like, they still may, do some trickery and figure out, shut the air conditioning off or something.
Yeah. It's like the
figure out
ghost
how to
of
win.
consistency always pokes his
Yes,
head in.
you know what? Don't awe me, Ashley.
What?
Okay, the Spurs, they cheated. Okay, they cheated.
Did the Spurs players also play in the non-AC gym?
True or false? The Spurs turned the air conditioning off during that game.
False.
No.
True or
These are
false?
lies.
Both teams played
These are lies.
on the court.
I'm not saying that LeBron James isn't prone to cramps, all right? Which is obviously a funny joke, but which I alone can make.
I can't touch that
No,
one.
don't do it. But they cheated. They turned the air conditioning off. Anyway, my point is, the reason that we have it, or even having the conversation about LeBron being in the same sentence as LeBron as Michael Jordan, who is undefeated in the finals, is because he's there every single year. No matter who's around him, it's greatness. And in order to be great, you gotta suck it up. You're gonna get all the criticism. You're gonna get all the praise, and it's gonna be like this, which is why you gotta be like this. Which is why I'm giving LeBron shit for giving up before overtime. It's like this. You can't ride the highs and lows of it. That's obviously what Rodney Hood is doing, and that's why these guys complain about being with the Patriots. You're not gonna have fun all the time. Fun is for losers. You gonna be a loser? Go have fun. You wanna be a champion? You're gonna hate it.
I personally am a fun lover. I am a lover of fun.
Well,
so,
I'm not.
Yes.
I like winning.
Okay, moving on. The 2019 NBA Summer League will feature challenge flags and hopefully LiAngelo Ball. According to NBA Executive VP of Operations Kiki Vandeweghe. Kiki Vandeweghe. It's
That's
Kiki
fine.
Vandeweghe.
Yeah.
That's his name, Kiki Vandeweghe. I saw his 50-point game in 1984. I was looking on YouTube. Coaches will throw challenge flags similar to the NFL. Joy, more challenges, more problems. Wit it or quit it.
I'm gonna quit that. I love this.
Really?
Love this. First of all, it's about damn time
No!
that that NBA coaches don't have to stomp up and down with this performance art on the sideline about stuff that should be clearly looked at.
Joy.
No, look. Do I think it should be a flag? No. I feel
Exactly.
like the NBA
It's
should
silly.
be more innovative. Maybe let's see. What could they use?
Yellow card, red card, like in soccer.
No.
They're gonna throw.
We
These
gotta
are
have
former.
something that's like just what?
Have like a button.
A button? Is that what this is? A button?
Ooh, they should be able to sit on those big like pregnancy like chair balls and just roll the big ball out.
Throw the big ball.
Yeah, just roll the big ball out.
I agree. They should have a
Just
big
stop
ball. They should have a
everything.
big ball person that has to sit behind the little desk there, like big ball person, and they get up and they just like throw it.
Just hit somebody. Stop.
Yes.
Challenge.
Play stops. There's been a challenge.
That flag thing is so silly. These are former NFL or NBA players like Steve Kerr's gonna be from the coach's sideline, just like trying to shoot the flag in the 3-point.
I don't think Steve Kerr coaches summer league.
Oh well, they're gonna if I'm talking about if it goes into
if it goes into the NBA. No. They got to do something other than the flag because that's been done. Let's do something new. But I'm totally for the challenges. I totally am. Could you imagine if they had that in game 1? Listen, I know everybody's like, oh, it's a stoppage of play, blah, 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 blah. Like, miss me with it. Like, they shouldn't have to get technicals in order to get the right call. So I'm totally for them challenging it. You do it the same system. You have so many challenges a game, and if you get it wrong, you lose it, timeout, whatever the hell you want to do. But I'm totally for it.
But no league protects the referees like the NBA does. That's why I think, like, other than Ed Hockey, like, there's some names that we know in NFL, but, like, damn near we know the whole starting lineup of referees.
That's the problem.
But I'm saying that's going to lead to, like, this team has been challenged 15 times, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, that type of
that's the problem.
Variable shouldn't be added to the game.
The fact that you know so many referees' names in the NBA is exactly the problem. I don't care what your name is. I am not here to see your excellent refereeing. You are a factor. We can.
But do you understand the flag brings them more into
it's like 3 teams.
But the flag brings the referees more into the game.
No, it's accountability, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
The fact that you know that many NBA referees is a joke. We're not here for you guys. Okay, we're not. We're just not. We're not.
Kiki.
I don't care. All right, what's next?
Approximately 2 weeks ago, President Trump congratulated the NFL on their new anthem policy. On Monday.
It was all good just 2 weeks ago.
On Monday, PT uninvited the Super Bowl champion Eagles to the White House and tweeted, "Staying in the locker room for the playing of our national anthem is as disrespectful to our country as kneeling. Sorry. That was a Trump impression. Joy, Trump is ruining the White House visit. With it or quit it.
I'm with it. He has. I also don't have a good Trump impression,
right?
But it was the face, you know.
Yeah. It's just yeah.
Yeah, of course he's ruined it. Obviously, like the Warriors didn't go. LeBron just tweeted. He was just asked about it. He said, like, it doesn't matter who wins the series. We ain't coming, bro. We don't need no invite. Don't even bother printing it on the paper. Like, just save the trees.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see you. And here's the thing. People make the argument like, oh, you know, you care so much about Trump's policies and like making change. Why don't you go to the White House and talk to him? To that person, maybe you don't know how anything in life works. So let me just assume that you should not be operating any motor vehicles or be around children or, you know, I don't know, grocery shop, because that's not how it works. You think you're going to the White House and you're going to have like one-on-one time with Donald Trump for your Super Bowl visit?
Yeah. Everyone bring your policies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, we're going to have a sit-down meeting. We get the Kim Kardashian treatment, right? What are you talking about, bro? That is not how it works. And furthermore, like, we're going to get to this later with Kanye, but like, furthermore, it's the principle of the matter. Not only are you not going to get one-on-one time with the president, okay, to discuss how you feel about what he's doing with the country, you're also still going to be slapped into that photo op, which is then going to be sent out to the world. Yeah. And you're inevitably going to have somebody who supports Trump being like, look, see, those guys, they like the president. When really they're like, hey, I just like to go to this historic moment after winning a Super Bowl or a championship so that I can be honored with my teammates by the leader of the free world. Nobody looks at it like that. So yes, the White House trip is ruined. If you go now, we know what you're about. Okay? We know what you're about.
I would say I don't want to take that he ruined the White House visit. I say
temporarily it's ruined.
Well, I say Barack Obama temporarily hyped it up, because the whole thing, in my opinion, was like not really high up on the list. My friends in Louisville went to the Little League World Series, and it was like we're in middle school, and my buddy was like, I didn't shake President Bush's hand. And he was like so proud of it, and he was like so like happy. I was like, all right, Aaron Alvey, go back.
So you gotta stop calling people out.
I'm saying, I'm saying this is the people are. But I'm saying, like, the whole concept has been a divisive thing. Barack Obama was the one that really unified it, because people on both sides of the party was like, I don't know, this guy's cool. I want to be here. I want to meet him. I want to look at him. I want to shake his hand.
I do think it became like a scene, like a thing.
Right.
But that's because Barrio was an actual sports fan.
And G.
Yes, and a G.
Yeah.
And Trump is not a sports fan. He is very bitter at the NFL because they successfully kept him out of it for 40 years, which if you don't think is a factor in this whole thing, you're silly.
Best thing the NFL's ever done to date.
it's up there.
Arguably.
It's up there.
Arguably.
No, for sure. Because there's a lot of things they have not done well, and
Exactly.
that is one thing they have done.
It's a
well.
short list.
Except for now, they've done the reverse, and allowed him to completely control the narrative behind the biggest.
Let's go to work.
the biggest story for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, like, shout out to the Eagles. Mad props for most of the team not wanting to go. I don't know how I feel about if you like still insist you want to go, because it's not every time you get to visit the White House, okay? Regardless of who is in there and turning it into complete disgrace. But
the all White House. We can decide if we want to keep that or not.
I feel like no one should be surprised that Trump is doing this, obviously, and that he canceled it the day before, and that he's turning it into this whole thing about like them disrespecting the military and all that whole bit again.
He might be Queen Petty, Joy.
He's King Petty for sure.
Yeah, he's
not petty. He is vengeful. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like he legit. Like I feel like I'm like Buscemi with the lipstick. He is like, I don't, what's a good reference? Because Buscemi was pushed off of it after an apology. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, most Disney villains could probably fit into like what Trump is. You know what I mean?
I think of a good one. But the point of the matter is like he has a list of people, and he waits for years and years to like have his moment. And he don't miss it. Like he is not going to miss it. If you say something about him, he's coming for you. If you imply something about him, he's coming for you. And if you imply that anything is not extremely large and the extremely greatest thing that ever happened in the extremeless world that I live in,
right?
Then you're going to get in this situation.
No, you talked about earlier consistency. He's consistent with
he
this
is
craziness.
on brand for show. And the story is not going away about the kneeling, because he tweeted something about staying in the locker rooms disrespect to. I mean, I like I say it every time. The teams used to stay in the locker room before the military started paying the NFL for this displayed patriotism. I know it's a fact that is like really ruins your whole argument, but it's just like I ain't make this up. Like, I mean, it really happened.
In college football, we never came out for national anthem. The one time we did as Notre Dame players was fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, when we played Army, or when we would play Navy, we would go over and like. Right. But like that's the only time I've ever been outside in college for the national anthem.
Yeah, I mean it's a display. It's forced patriotism, and like I'm no less of an American if I choose to protest during the national anthem. I don't not support the troops because I choose to protest during the national anthem. They're still selling concession stands and ice cream and little helmets and stuff during the national anthem. That doesn't change. Now Trump's talking about if your hand's not over your heart. I mean,
come on now. Come on.
But I will say the one thing that we have learned, thanks to Trump's incessant tweeting.
What's that?
And tweeting about things that really have no effect on, policy or people's lives or, money or, like the economy or health.
All those things.
Or, any of those things that you vote someone into office for. What we have learned is that the president literally does nothing. He literally does nothing. Here's how I know he does nothing.
He does a lot.
I do not do a lot. When I'm done with work, okay, I go home and like really, really veg out. I make it to yoga, okay, which is like, let's call it like an hour and a half of my day with like driving there, doing the actual class, coming home. Okay, so in general, I don't do a whole lot, right? I don't have time to be on Twitter talking shit about shit that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of life. And he got all the time, bruh. So what we figured out, this is not a hot take. This is real shit right now. Yeah. What I'm saying is for real. President doesn't do anything. How you have this much time? The only answer is you don't have nothing to sign. You don't have no meetings.
He had a meeting with Kim Kardashian. Like, that's real life. Anyways,
Kardashian is in the Oval Office talking policy.
Just hand on the back of the little chair. Just, this is us. This is us. We got done talking. Look at me. I look like I photoshopped into this photo. And like, honestly, so he made Twitter great again. I'm telling you, numbers are down on Facebook. Twitter's popping now because everyone wants to see Trump tweet. And Kanye's capitalizing off of it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Kanye in a little bit. The point of the matter is that he has proven that the office of presidency does not have a lot of responsibility anymore. You can't. You don't have this much time.
I got to vote today. California.
I'm not registered in California, so I can't vote.
I just started.
Yeah. All right. Well, T.O. is about to join us.
Yes.
We're going to talk to him about the Hall of Fame, the NBA Finals, some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's bring in Terrell Owens. All right. T.O. is on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Hey.
Welcome.
Maybe I'm crazy for being on here.
Maybe you are crazy. We will see, actually. Congratulations, Hall of Famer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just got also inducted to the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame
That's
as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a great last couple of months.
Mm-hmm. That's well, I just went through the Hall of Fame experience last year with Jason.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was
Well,
fun.
congrats.
Thank you. I'm very responsible for his career. But I know what you're saying. So I know what you're about to, embark on. But obviously, you had a little bout with the Hall of Fame voters there for a couple years.
Yeah.
So what did you actually feel when you found out you were getting into the Hall of Fame? Like feel?
Not as excited as I was coming in here. But to be honest, I think everybody knows my feelings and I've basically expressed, kind of what I felt about the process. And obviously I think when you look at my body of work, I've always said, number one, I never really thought I would even be considered a Hall of Famer. Coming out of Alexander City, Alabama, and then going to UT Chattanooga, I never really thought I was going to play beyond the collegiate level. So to then now look back on what I've accomplished, looking where I stand statistically the last 3 years, and then knowing what the Hall of Fame is about, you think about the criteria and the bylaws in which guys are inducted, and then not be inducted when everybody felt like I was pretty much a shoe-in. Yeah. It was. I felt disrespected. But to accomplish what I did, and then now sit here as a Hall of Famer, it's mind-boggling because I never really thought I would be here. But again, I use this as inspiration and motivation for a lot of kids that really don't have a roadmap in order to get to success. And I think we all have our idols, we have people we look up to, and I think what I've been able to do is really impact a lot of people's lives unbeknownst to me. And so I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish. Again, when I got the call. Again, it was one of those things. It was bittersweet because I think I knew that my stats spoke loudly, spoke for itself, and then to really create things as to why I couldn't be inducted the first go around. Right. It was a bit upsetting.
Well, I know how I reacted when Jason got in. They came to the door at the Super Bowl. And I was like hysterically crying, obviously.
Right, and I went through that the first year. I went through that whole process, right. And talking to a lot of the Hall of Famers and guys. Obviously, the schedule they have. You got to go here, you got to go there, and then the day of. Whoa.
That's how we feel today?
That was a trick.
That was not a trick. That was not a trick.
We're ready.
As you can see, unfazed.
I feel like Kobe right now with Matt Barnes. I was just like not flinching.
Yeah.
No,
I was like.
Whoa.
I just wanted to be on the record that I did not flinch, though.
Yes.
I didn't want to follow on it.
No.
Yeah.
You're the guest here.
Yeah.
You know what it is? We're used to things breaking around here, so that's what it is. Okay, so you went through.
I went through the whole.
I
went through the whole process of going to the luncheons, meeting Hall of Famers, meeting with the nominees that year. So we went through that whole process, and me at that time, I kind of just took it for what it was worth, and I'm like, if I make it, cool. If I don't. It is what it is.
Well, so obviously being a first ballot was important to you, and
I think anybody
it's
when
important
you
to anyone,
yeah,
right,
exactly,
sure.
and they don't, and that's the thing about when you go through the Hall of Fame, you go through the museum, it doesn't designate.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If once you're in, you're in.
Right.
Now I understand. I'm grateful that my brother didn't have to go through the process you went through of having to wait, but. Chris Carter had to wait 6 years.
But I'm not Chris Carter. My stats are better than Chris Carter.
Okay, fair.
Next.
Shannon had to wait 3 years.
But he should have been first too.
Sure.
According to what he had done.
And he felt the way, and he defended you pretty intensely because he felt the same way that you did. Like, my stats aren't going to change just because you make me wait a few years. However, do you feel like So you're in, right? So do you
Yeah.
think that you complaining about, or not, I don't want to use the word complaining.
No, I'm
like
not complaining.
That's not, you voicing your opinion about not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Do you think that that kind of added to the fire of them not, like, it's kind of like on purpose, I'm not going to vote
And my
for you
thing
now?
is, like, if you have some gripes about me, again, some questions about my character, and that's what I've been on record doing is really defending my character. I know who I am. You know, I knew who raised me. I know right from wrong. When you think about a lot of these guys that have been inducted, you know, they have a lot of criminal allegations. And you think about, you know, DUIs, you know, sexual allegations, all these things. It pales in comparison. I'm not on that list, but then they put me in the same breath as some of those guys. And so again, when you start attacking my character, that's where I have a problem. You look at some of these guys that are in the Hall of Fame, they've had issues too, because somebody have an argument with a coach or a player. That's not a reason to not let
so
them
you
into
feel
the
like
Hall of Fame.
like there were people who had an opinion about you being a bad teammate. You feel like the media focused on just what they had to say and not focused on the teammates that you played with that said you were a great teammate.
Exactly, and I said that earlier on the show. When I came on, you know, Skip and Shannon's show before, the media created the narrative, and they overlooked the guys that said that I was nothing but a great teammate.
Right.
Polar opposite, then, you know, they disputed a lot of what, you know, the media was saying. So again, why couldn't the media create that narrative that I was a great teammate? But they didn't. They said that I was I was terrible. So again, if you say it's 50-50 or I divide the locker room, then they could have taken the alternative, but they didn't. So again, that's why I feel like I'm been misportrayed in the media. People think I'm a bad person. I know when I'm in between the lines, I'm a different animal. Off the field, I'm pretty reserved. I'm laid back. Again, I'm very respectful. Again, that's how my grandmother raised me, and I'm not going to change who I am because, you know, somebody says, you know, or thinks that I'm a certain way. That's just really just not how I was raised.
So we'll get to the in between the lines in just a second.
Yeah.
But last thing about the Hall of Fame, obviously speeches are a big deal. Have you
Yeah.
given any thought to your speech?
Yeah.
And because I gotta imagine that it's going to be a little bit Jordan-esque. There's not gonna be any little sprinkle. Listen, we like petty around here.
It may be.
Shade sprinkled.
You know, it may be sunny, partly cloudy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe.
So it's going to be appointment watching television is what you're saying.
I mean, anytime I'm, you know,
Well, yes. Maybe a little extra.
I'm TV worthy.
I mean, I say you were the OBJ before OBJ when it comes to being actual star wide receiver and being, but not in the character way, because the way that you've had to defend your character when you don't have these allegations, when you don't have this record that everyone else has, I commend you, because you've come up here and you've been yourself, you've been steadfast, you've been honest, and you've used numbers to back up the stats, and the numbers of the teammates that claim that there's an issue with you, just like you said, where are they? Yeah. So I commend you for that, for sure.
I appreciate it. I mean, as I said, man, I know who I am as a person, and I think that's really kind of what I was doing, is really trying to defend my character. Mm-hmm. And a lot of why I didn't get in was due largely to a lot of hearsay. They talked to a few coaches here, maybe a few players there, and that's not what the Hall of Fame is about. You know, it's about your body of work and what you do on the football field. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a number of guys. Like I said, I'm not like a football guru by any means. So I don't really know a lot of these Hall of Famers, but I know that there are guys, you know, with rap sheets, you know what I mean, that, again, you
Real
can
ones.
Yeah, exactly. So and they're in the Hall of Fame, and it didn't prevent them from getting in.
Right.
And so where I stand statistically, that's the thing. If I was like down on the list somewhere, and then I'm like, okay, cool, you may have a point, but it's about your body of work. You know, and I think they've gone beyond and outside of the scope of the bylaws to prevent me from getting in when I should have gotten in. But hey, that's their fault. Like I said, I got some, you know, exciting stuff planned for the Hall of Fame.
Hey.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, like I said, I'm looking forward to the moment to really give back to those that sacrificed for me to do what I did on the football field. Because like I said, I mentioned earlier on the show, I mean, I didn't think I was going to play beyond the collegiate level. So I know for sure my coaches, everybody is proud of me, but nobody would have thought, I was going to be the kid of all the athletes that my coach coached in high school and even college, to ultimately end up being a Hall of Famer one day. So I'm very proud of, what I've been able to do. When I even want to do speak engagements, I talk about my 3 Ds, and that's desire, dedication, and discipline. Everybody has a desire, but I think in what elevated me and got me to where I was is my dedication and my discipline.
I love playing the game before Hall of Fame speeches, where you bet on who is going to cry, and you are a lock to cry. You are a lock.
Well, how many minutes?
First of
all,
okay, so no, you're definitely a lock. Like 100% you're crying.
I already know too, because I just got inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame.
And you cried?
And they gave us 3 minutes, no more than 3:45 to do that speech. We had an orientation where the guy came up there and he goes, look, everybody, you have 3 minutes. You can't go. And he goes, I'm going to give you 3:45. Because just to be mindful of the time and stuff, he's like, you can't go over. The second guy that went up, he went like 10 minutes.
Of course.
So fast forward.
I don't know why they waste their breath on that.
So fast forward, you get to my turn. So I didn't really understand the magnitude of what I was receiving.
Right.
Like I said, sometimes I'm clueless to what I've been able to accomplish. So I go into this museum of Alabama Sports Museum, and they got everybody from Bo Jackson, Bear Bryant, Mia Hamm. They got all these great people that have either played in Alabama or from Alabama. So I'm being inducted with Chan Gailey, Tim Hudson, Braves, who else? Dabo Sweeney, and a number of other guys. Johnny Davis, who played at Alabama.
You didn't have to fight to get in there either.
So no, rightfully, recognize me. And so I get up there, and so they give you a couple of minutes montage of your career and this, and they stand up there and they have I think the governor or whomever to make it official. Right. And so you stand up there, you take a picture while the montage is going on. And so I immediately got emotional. I just didn't realize what I had accomplished, because everything kind of flashed before my eyes at that point, realizing where I had came from, understanding that really I was really a nobody in high school. Then I go on to college to UT Chattanooga. Nobody had really ever heard of UT Chattanooga. I didn't even know where UT Chattanooga was. Right. In my book, that I wrote, I thought I was going to UT Knoxville. That's how clueless I was to football. So then, I'm seeing all these plays that I'm making and understanding everything that I've gone through. And I'm like, man, so my high school coach, everybody had a host. And so my high school coach was my host, who's now the Alabama High School Athletic Association director. So I'm sitting next to him, and so I'm seeing all these people in this room, probably like 300 plus people. And I'm seeing the people, go up and do their speeches, and I'm like, Coach, this is a really big deal, huh? And he said, yeah, son, this is a big deal. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at everything, and I just got overwhelmed. And so I got up there to the podium. Ooh. So Bo Jackson, they had like over 60 plus returning inductees. Right. And so they're all on the stage behind us. So Bo Jackson, where the stadium was, the podium was, Bo Jackson was behind me. So I got ready. I'm getting up there. I go up there to say my speech, and I just got emotional. And so it took me 3 minutes just to get myself together. I maxed
45 minutes.
Exactly. It took me 3 minutes, Joy, just to get myself together. Oh. So
nothing you're saying is surprising. We know you're an emotional guy. That's what I said. You are a lock to cry. It is not a surprise that you cried before you started your speech. So that's important. Because if you're making a bet, like you want to bet how far into T.O.'s speech he starts crying,
you need to bet.
And then you'll get yourself together, and then you'll start raining the shade.
Yeah. Right. So I'm getting ready to say my speech, and I couldn't get through it, so I had to I go to the podium and say a few words, and I had to just step back, and so Bo Jackson gave me one of his towels that he had, a little handkerchief he had, a towel. So then I put my face in the towel and just had to recollect myself, So then I go through my speech, and my speech ended up being about like 8 minutes. Dang. 8 minutes. So once I finished it, like I said, everybody gave me a standing ovation. So I go sit down. So Tim Hudson is next. He played with the Atlanta Braves, pitcher, whatever. So he goes up. He starts his speech. He starts trembling a little bit, so he starts to get emotional. But this is the funny part. So I still had the towel that I cried in. Oh, God. So he gets up and he gets emotional too. So I'm like, here he goes. So I get up just to break the ice a little bit. I get up, the towel that Bo Jackson gave me, I went up there and gave it to him.
You gave him the booger towel?
No, I didn't blow boogers in it, but
we don't know that, but yeah.
How hard were you crying?
No, I mean, I was teary-eyed, but I wasn't blowing boogers.
Okay.
But and the thing is, I folded it. I folded it on the other. I folded on the other side, and I gave it to him. So
usually someone tells you when the boogers come. So like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wasn't boo-hooing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you
just
I wasn't, snotty nose crying. You know what I mean? Like little Roscoe, I wasn't doing none of that. But it was overwhelmingly emotional. So I'm already knowing that was kind of like a.
Yeah. I love that Bo Jackson had 2 towels.
No, he only had one.
Oh,
I had one.
No, he recycled the towel.
Yeah, so
that's
the
why
one that I had,
the booger towel.
I know,
Yeah.
but no, I thought Bo Jackson had his, and then he gave him.
No,
an extra,
Bo Jackson was
like, would have an extra
he's a little heavier now.
Yeah, he would have.
So
He was that's what I'm
So
saying.
he gave him.
So he was up there sweat. He was up there sweating.
Oh my God! So he got sweat and boogers.
Yeah.
Come on, with the boogers, really?
I'm just saying, like,
the boogers, really?
we don't know they weren't there.
No, but it was.
You can either confirm or deny that you cried to Booger State.
No, I didn't. Booger State. There was no Booger State.
All right, so you are huge on social media.
Yeah.
And you got the world a buzzing about making an NFL comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Now you like to mess with people. So how serious are you about?
I'm as serious as if some other teams are serious. You know, like I said, my thing is why not? I mean, I can still.
There's some not necessarily on your part, but like there are some things that you would think like not wanting to take a NFL hit again.
What I mean, a hit is a hit. I'm not. I'm like I said, what I've been able to. Nobody can say what I can't do. You can't tell me what I can't do.
You gotta tell it one more time. Say it one more again so they heard.
You can't tell me what I can't do.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that say you can't do it. Can't never could.
Woo.
So again, at the end of the day, the only way to find out is put me in that situation. I mean, I was skinny and scrawny. I never thought I could get to the level that I did.
How much do you weigh now?
I'm like right under 215.
And what was your weight?
222.
Okay.
But that was more muscular.
Getting
what I mean?
LeBron skinny. Like how LeBron's like thinning out but getting more muscular.
Well, yeah, I mean,
durable.
you should slim down as you get older.
Right.
But
it's all about
what about
knowledge.
speed though?
I just ran like a 4.5 the other day. That's just and I came off a plane, did a podcast with the Schmo, and then had another meeting, and then went to Culver City with my buddy training. And the only reason I did it because he bet me like $1,000 that I couldn't run a 4.4.
So you lost.
I did. I did.
But that's very impressive though. That you can
But
still
I mean,
run a
and
4.5.
I was again. He was still shocked. He almost didn't want to take my money because
I wouldn't have taken
because he
it.
thought I was gonna run like a 4.6 or 4.7.
Yeah.
But he did.
Right.
Yeah.
We really had this debate. Like he was like, dude, there's no way.
Oh man.
I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? He goes, and after that we texted. He goes, dude, he said, you're unbelievable. He goes, I never even thought you would have run anything close to that. And that's the thing. If I'm racing with somebody, it's easily a 4.4. That's me running on my own.
Right, because
Right, my adrenaline. Like if I'm running somebody,
not?
if I got you by me, I'm like 4.3.
That's true. I am very fast. I'm not fast in these J's though.
true.
These are heavy.
It's true. I'm telling you,
Like
like
cements.
I played football at Notre Dame, and like Golden Tate's an example of a guy who like in a speed race 40, he would always get beat. If somebody threw a ball to him, he was beating their receiver.
There's game
speed.
speed
Yeah.
and there's track speed. Like, and I understand that. So again, like when you think about what I did throughout my career, I wasn't known for my speed coming out of college. When I went to the combine, I ran like a 4.63. That was because I wasn't really properly training. I was playing basketball at the time. So when I went to my individual workouts, I had my agent at the time, he had a track guy by the name of Kevin Brunskill. And so he was like, yo, you might want to get with him so he can help you on your 40 times, for the pros. So he helped me, let me in on a secret as to how to improve my 40 time. And so prior to me working with him, all my times were in between 4.52 and 4.55, and that was on grass. That's decent. But then when I trained with him, my time went from that to 4.47. My best time was 4.47.
It makes all the difference. All right, so let's talk a little NBA. You are a big NBA fan. You mentioned you played basketball in college too. I'm sure you still play.
Oh yeah, I play all the time around LA. Play in a couple of basketball leagues. Very competitive. I play in the 40 and over, obviously. But then I play pickup with a lot of guys that either have played some form of basketball, whether it's been collegiate or semi-pro, and I played with some NBA guys as well.
So you said earlier you don't think the Cavs have a chance. I said the Warriors in 6, But after game 1 and the situation with JR, I don't see how it's possible.
I mean, if anything, they would have gotten one game. So okay, it'd be Warriors in 5.
You know, the series doesn't start until road.
Yes.
I don't look.
But
I don't think they can be disappointed at leaving Golden State down 2-0. But
I mean, it's
game
expected.
1 was not a traditional loss. That was an all-timer.
Yeah, there was a lot of factors in there. I mean, there's
all
a lot.
losses all L's are not equal. There are big L's, there are little L's.
This is psychological.
So you're talking about
psychological
little LeBron
L's.
or big LeBron? That's big L, little L. I mean,
well, look, like, what do you think about the end of that game? Do you think that that's going to have some psychological hangover?
I think LeBron has a lot of. I mean, he should shoulder some of that blame too, because him being the leader of that team, number one, he should have known how many timeouts they had.
Correct. Facts.
He should understand, especially the cerebral mind that he is. This guy can recite plays throughout a quarter, so he should run a lot of scenarios through his mind as to what could possibly happen. So for him to be standing mid-court with the possibility, okay, just say the Warriors get the rebound, or if they get the rebound, he should have been next to a referee to call a timeout immediately. They should have had some type of conversation to run through these scenarios as to what may happen under each of those circumstances. Even Tyronn Lue, him as a head coach, he knows, okay, if they got timeouts left, if they get the rebound, he's right next to the referee. I'm calling the timeout as soon as we get the ball. So everybody has a little blame. You can't just put it on JR.
LeBron's doing a lot of stuff with his hands right when that happened.
All of this right here. He could have been doing this. He could have been doing this.
But also, do you blame him at all for not in that moment? Because I didn't at first. Man, I just felt bad for LeBron. Like JR, and then like it's JR. Like he's on brand. JR's gonna JR. But in that moment, do you suck it up? Just wipe the slate clean for a second, and just like you have overtime.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, okay, it's over with. We missed that opportunity. You know, I think especially when you try to compare him to Jordan, and you saw the sideline thing. You know how he reacted.
Right.
When, about the timeouts. In my mind, like, okay, you put Jordan or Kobe in that situation. Do they react that way?
I don't think they do.
That's what I'm saying. So
they just don't have the help though. Like
it's not. I mean, forget that. Forget the help. I'm talking about putting. Did you see the clip?
Of course, historic game footage.
Put LeBron or Kobe in that situation. They don't react that way.
Kobe or Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, that's what did I say?
LeBron.
But like,
Kobe,
point, but like Pippen, Shaq, Robert Horry. Like there's so many people that could take the blame for or could take the ball and make that shot for those teams where LeBron has only himself.
But to his defense, in that situation, he could have been thinking, "Shh, we lost. We're done."
Yeah, but
we missed it in overtime.
That's the knock, though.
It's a wrap.
Yeah,
because he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what they have to face when they go back into regulation. I mean, overtime.
Right.
You got KD, you got Clay, you got Steph. They can't win that battle with shooters, and that's what's been his Achilles heel throughout these playoffs. LeBron is amazing. I mean, nothing short of spectacular. But he lacks the shooters, the efficiency of those shooters. Again, Clay only play. I mean, Kyle Korver plays sparingly. You think about the guys that are on the bench, the guys that they brought over in the trade. You think about Jordan. You talk about Larry Nance, Rodney Hood. Those guys haven't played enough games for them to even be comfortable in that offense, especially into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you still got to blame LeBron because I'm sure LeBron had a hand in bringing those guys over there.
No, he did not. He for sure, 100%.
Right. So he has
all of that.
Right. So he has nobody but to blame but himself.
Okay.
But again,
obviously, and for JR too.
Right. But you go into
that
you go into this situation understanding what you won with the years before. The makeup is not the same, and they don't have Kyrie he creates his own shot. You don't have anybody outside of LeBron to do that. No. Everybody else is just perimeter shooters.
So that said, real quick before we get you out, do you think that he stays in Cleveland? And if he leaves, where does he go?
I think he leaves. Where he could possibly go, there's a number of scenarios.
Where would you prefer he goes?
If he wants to win a championship, he has to go. I mean, you say someone like Houston. I'm giving you scenarios. I'm not saying that's my
that's
pick.
the first one you said, and it's just
Okay, you go, but he's trying to
blame
win a
you for
championship.
that.
And my thing is, you take him to Philly. I don't really see that because now, Ben Simmons, he has to have the ball. He hasn't developed a shot. So in order for him to really flourish like he needs to, he has to be
take more shots.
right. He has to be right. He has to handle the ball a lot more.
What about the Lakers?
Obviously, if that's the case, then obviously he's right back in the situation with IT. If IT is healthy enough
No. In this scenario, IT is not.
I'll say so. If he goes there, then you have to add some more pieces.
They have one more max. If they get LeBron, they have room for one more max.
Right. So now you're thinking about other possible free agents. You're thinking about maybe Paul George. What other viable free agents that are out there? Again, another crazy scenario. Go to Boston.
Oh.
Go to Boston.
Oh, I don't know about
that. You get rid of, not that it's a bad thing or a good thing, but you put him in that mix of keeping Kyrie with those young studs. To unload, you got to get rid of Hayward.
If he goes to Boston again, I will finally submit to all the LeBron haters for when he moved to the Heat, because I understood the Heat.
I'm gonna do the same thing if it goes to Philly. Just go back to Miami. It's you like Miami anyway. All right, you
go back.
Okay, there, you got a nice house.
So he's adding. So is he going to add some pieces to what they have there?
Probably will figure it out. We gotta let you go because you're heading over to the herd. Thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations again on the Hall of Fame.
Appreciate it.
I'd like to have
Thanks
you
so
in again sometime.
Hey, absolutely. Let me know. Just make sure your set is
we'll
intact.
Make sure
your set is intact. You know what I mean?
Future Hall of Famer.
Hey, we could have heard him for real though.
It's
and then it'll be maybe I'm crazy with Terrell Owens.
Yes, it will. Yes, you'll own the building.
Exactly.
So we'll all work for you. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Hear ye, hear ye. Isaiah Thomas is petty. Okay, so T.O. made a reference to Isaiah Thomas being with the Lakers and possibly playing alongside LeBron next year if he comes here. That ain't gonna happen.
Very funny.
Isaiah will be bye-bye.
Yes.
If LeBron comes here, but Isaiah has got a lot of things to say about this Cleveland team. Now we know Isaiah is petty because he was very upset that he was traded.
Right.
And he talked about that a lot, and he talked about getting traded from Boston, and then he was mad about being traded from Cleveland, and obviously he felt like he deserved a whole bunch of money.
Right.
And to his credit, he did play through an injury that will probably end his career early, and definitely kept him from getting an insane amount of money, which is why I fully support Kawhi Leonard not doing that and get the max, get your money. However, Isaiah Thomas went on an Instagram live stream and said, if the Cavs win, I need my ring.
Crazy.
It's so crazy.
That's wild.
What are you thinking? I love it though. And then he said, send me my and my suits. I haven't gotten none of my suits that I got fitted for. So apparently LeBron has been playing this for a very long time because he got fitted for them.
Oh, you think that's serious? I thought that was a joke.
That he got fitted for?
No,
Why would he say that?
He's owed suits.
Oh, he's definitely not owed suits. They don't owe him anything. But I'm saying
yeah.
it's funny that LeBron has been playing this for this long because he got fitted for them. But I guess it takes a while to make suits, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
There was about
Tom Brown.
He sent me my suits. There was about 5 of them. So he wants his ring, which is hysterical, and he wants his suits, which I think is fair, because he did take the time to get fitted for them at LeBron's request. And then he also posted a Throwback Thursday with a caption of him standing alongside LeBron and J.R. Smith, obviously in his Cleveland paraphernalia, and said, "Let's get it."
What is he do? What is this guy doing?
I don't know what
he don't stop.
I do not have the answers. I don't have the answers.
He's losing constituency. I've said that a lot this podcast. He's losing constituency rapid pace.
It's really silly.
He doesn't care.
And then finally, he went on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel.
That's on the Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel
Yes.
live with Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. The only Isaiah Thomas we recognize. Sorry.
Right. Yes.
In a game
D-Town.
called Generation Gap, and he was struggling, and he said,
I'm like the Cavs. I'm going to get swept.
ooh, the shade.
So petty.
All of the shade.
So
petty.
They get in that comedic realm, and they're like, I just have to say something funny.
I'm hilarious.
And get blackballed from the NBA. Joking around there.
Mess around. Mess around.
LeBron got friends.
It's so petty though, and I don't have an explanation for it. I do know that if LeBron comes to LA though, yeah, bye-bye, because none of this is helping.
He gonna knock that fake tooth out again.
None of this is helping. I mean, a lot of NBA players have fake teeth.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
So elbows and such.
Yeah.
You know? You don't have any fake teeth?
Not yet.
Oh.
I mean, I need to get braces. We talked about I need to get teeth whitened. I'm about to be all on it.
Okay. You gonna get the clear braces or the real ones? I
would like the real ones.
the clear ones.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm talking.
We're too old for that.
50-50.
Well, yeah, just gonna on the top. That's a look. Good for you. With the gum bands. She got headgear.
Woo!
It's lit.
At the night
It's time for
show.
the lit list.
Ooh.
Ooh. I like that one.
Right?
I like that one. All right, time for the lit list / all we do is win a award, but we're just calling it the lit list now.
Yeah.
Suits with shorts lit this week.
They are.
I'm not into this look.
You're not?
Yeah.
What do you not like about it?
Look, I think it's trendy. And that's fine. And we
Okay,
know
don't use that word
the
as a
NBA
negative
is all
thing.
About, it's very Angus Young. Okay.
Angus Young.
AC/DC.
Oh yes.
I googled that, so don't give me credit for that.
I was floored.
But look, LeBron had it on. Draymond Green had like a blue or like a greenish short set thing.
You're like talking down on it.
They
right
look
now.
like little boys.
Listen, let me say this.
It looks like an Easter, like the Easter outfit that your mom shoved you in.
They play professional basketball for a living. They can look like little boys all day long.
All right, it's not the sexiest look, if I'm being honest.
Listen,
I'm not encouraging. Listen, there are some looks I'm like, maybe the average guy can get away with that if you're swaggy. Like Dwayne Wade's like ankle capri things.
He started
like
the wave.
If you have calves, all right,
Right.
if you don't skip leg day, you can get away with those pants. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So,
you
that's what I'm
have
saying.
legs.
As a fat person,
I can't encourage everyone to try this look.
as a fat person, if I have a positive muscular attribute, it is my calves. So I need some of
I
them
have
shorts
awesome calves
ASAP.
also. Do you want to compare calves?
Oh,
Wait. I
we
gotta get the flex
flexing?
on.
I don't know if I can pull these over.
Flex.
Woo! Flex.
Look at that.
That's
Chiseled.
Okay. That's a chisel.
Chiseled.
You
I
ready
do
for this?
0 calf raises.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I walk around
More.
with my
That's
fat
genetics.
body.
Genetics.
Ready?
I have a better stretch than you. That's a good calf. That's a big calf.
Not a good calf?
Yeah, you can't do the flex though.
When I stand.
Oh, there you go.
The pressure. Woo!
There you go.
Joy, how long till someone makes a wiki calves page for you?
Ooh, somebody need wiki my calves
If
ASAP.
you're into feet, I have a wiki feet page.
Check
I
it
did
out.
not put it together. It's incredibly weird. All right, what else is lit? Chris Paul is he's trying to make that money. He's looking for nothing less than a max contract. Please do that, Houston.
Stop. You're gonna pay a 33-year-old all that money who only played 53 games all season long.
Hey man, Houston, they feel like they know what they're doing. So I encourage them to keep doing what they're doing because I caught a lot of shit from Rockets fans for keeping it real, and I was only slightly wrong.
Did you hear D'Antoni after the game? They know they don't know what they're doing. He's like they got to sit down with the team that they made and they got to make some decisions. See if we can do this again next year.
I don't know. Give him all the money. Give him all the money, Houston. And finally, Ayesha Curry. Speaking of getting into it with people on Twitter, there were many Rockets fans who were very offended that I thought it was insane that they would follow a pregnant woman around a stadium. Let me tell you something right now. Okay, this has happened to me before. I've had hot dogs thrown at me, which we'll get to in a little bit. I have had people follow me to my car. Saying like cursing and all kinds.
How do girls exist?
It's very difficult. Not the safest place
It's
in the world.
so
for women.
hard. It's gotta be.
It is. It's you know what? That's nice of you to say that.
Wait a minute. Was Heller about to speak? What is he doing? I'm talking about the plight of females. The plight of females,
Is this really the part where you want to interject?
You said girls. I was just gonna probably say women. But
Okay,
that's all.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgive you.
That's
That-
all. I'm
that
sorry.
was a
I didn't mean to
solid
stop it down.
contribution.
You could just ignore me
Anyway,
like usual.
the point
Sure,
is,
fans are furious.
Ayesha has a new cooking show. It's called Family Food Fight on ABC.
Good name.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like Ayesha. I know people get mad because she tweets things and says that the finals are fixed, which is obviously a mistake. But
Yeah.
we can't all be perfect.
I since I live in the comic section, I don't like the stay in the kitchen trolls that are coming with this show, but I am a big fan of it. I want her to do her thing. I want Steph Curry to stay in the audience. I don't want to see him out there cooking.
I love the stay in the kitchen insult.
Why?
Because the people that say stay in the kitchen are the
Yeah.
same people that think that the Jordan crying meme is funny still. There's a direct correlation.
There's a lot of correlations we can do with the stay in the kitchen. We should write that down. So I start playing with the who says Stay in the kitchen.
People who say stay in the kitchen
Yeah.
to women who talk are the same guys that tweet out the Jordan crying meme thinking that it's funny.
Did you see this? We put him on this face this
so
time.
you just sit in that. All right? Bask in that glory, bro. It doesn't offend me. I can't cook, so it doesn't matter. If I did cook, then I would be offended.
I stay in the kitchen.
I say eating out of the kitchen. Man,
that too.
I had some Thai food the other day.
You talked about this Thai food. You teased the Thai food
Fire.
yesterday.
I know, and I didn't even get to eat it. I'm gonna eat it today. 2-day-old Thai food is so good, right?
Not in my household, but
I'm gonna
yeah.
try it. Anyway, all right. Loser power rankings.
Loser power rankings.
These are the losers of the week. All right. Zeke.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Key West?
I have not been to Key West, but I've been to bordering Key West places.
You've been to the Florida Keys.
No.
You've been to Miami.
Yes.
Okay, that's
what I
not that close, but it's 3 hours away. But
I tried.
Still, it's fine.
Yes.
Key West is one of my favorite places in the world.
Really?
Yes, it's very, very fun. I went on a bachelorette party there once. Time of my life.
Really?
Yes, very fun place for a bachelor or bachelorette party.
On the
Highly
island?
encourage it. Yeah, it's very hard to get to because you have to drive on a 1-lane highway for 3 hours. But the drive there is awesome. Like it's beautiful. You're driving right over the ocean. Like it's literally over the ocean that you're driving.
Windows down.
The drive back,
Yeah.
not so much.
Because everybody coming back.
You should not leave on a Sunday because everyone's leaving.
like
There's
leaving
always
Vegas.
an accident. The last time I left Key West, I was in traffic for 8 hours. It was a nightmare.
What?
Nightmare. And I had to sit in the back seat.
Ooh. How many people in the back seat?
2.
Oh, that's fine.
It was not pleasant. Anyway, the point is, Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott were out in Key West, and they felt they should go and get a pair of penis guns because why not?
I mean,
Everyone loves a penis gun. Penis water gun.
I would
penis water
argue.
gun.
I would argue men like penis guns more than women. Just want to be on record with that.
Women do have a lot of penis paraphernalia at bachelorette parties.
Yes.
So that would seem like a place where you would have those, which
Right.
is probably why they're for sale in Key West, to be honest with you, because of everything I just said.
Exactly.
So anyway, they because they forgot that they're Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe like I don't know.
Zeke
their brains
always
shut
forgets
off.
that.
Zeke always forgets he's
Yes.
Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Dak, you cannot forget that you're Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It sucks, but this is the world we live in. Everyone has cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. Every single human being on this planet has a camera. That's not
Yes.
true, but it's almost true. Okay? And if
Yeah,
you don't, if
pretty
you're not
close to
sure,
true.
you should just assume that they do. So you are Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. You can't buy penis water guns. Sorry, like that part of your life is over. Unless you want to have a house party at your mansion in Dallas where no one can get in and you can leave the phones at the front in a basket.
Penis water gun
Then
party.
you can have penis water gun parties. But you can't do it out in Key West. Obviously, someone took a picture of Dak Prescott buying this giant pink dong water gun, and yeah, that's on the internet forever. And you're there, you're holding this pink dong
Just
water
smiling.
gun. Just I'd like to give you some money, and then I'm gonna take this dong from you. Exchange, okay? So that happens.
You know what they're spending their money on.
And Zeke ended up at Rick's Bar, which you've never been to Key West. Has anyone in here been to Key West? Yes. You know Rick's Bar? Dirty Harry's? Anyway, very, very fun place. I've had many good times there. If you remember Jersey Shore, I believe Snooki got into some sort of altercation at Rick's Bar.
Yes.
Just for some
But
cultural
that's
reference.
most bars on that show.
True. But I'm just giving a reference for anyone who's not been to Key West.
course.
Anyway, the point is Zeke had it holstered, his penis gun in his black fanny pack. I mean, look, like, it's fine. Like, if you want to be that person, cool, be that person. Like, what does it matter to me? You know what I
Right.
mean? But like, don't hit me with the I want to be a leader and I want to win and like
Come on.
I want to lead this team into the future.
I told y'all.
And you're running around with dongs. Like,
wrap.
it's just
You can't turn on being a leader.
you're right. You
can't
are right
do
about
it.
that. That is either in you or it's not. And and I defended Dak, but like Dak, you gotta stop. You can't do it. You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You can't.
He's a leader.
You
He just
can't-
really likes
You can't squirt
the
people
penis
with
guns.
penis guns. And on top, and like I don't even want to do this, but like Zeke, I mean, come on. The optics of you squirting a.
Just leave it there. Go to the next one. Go to the next thing. Go to the next thing, please. I think you said it. You said it. You said it.
I mean, I'm not trying to be Mildred drinking my prune juice over here, but like, give me a break.
Just like him smiling doing it.
I mean, just anyway. All right, Giannis. All right,
You said
hate.
hate. You said okay.
I hate.
Hate.
I'm not even gonna curse because I want it to be taken seriously.
Okay.
I hate hot dogs. I hate them.
I don't.
I hate hot dogs. I don't like being in rooms with hot dogs. I don't like eating off of
Joy.
barbecues that have hot dogs on them. I will examine the barbecue. If the hot dog is on the other side of the grill, and I'm super hungry, I may accept the meat that is on this side.
You're
but
such
if you're
a game
putting the
food-
if you're putting the meats, the good meats next to the garbage stuffed in some synthetic skin that I'm supposed to consume.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a food judger, but hot dogs are the grossest thing that's ever happened to
But
planet
you're
Earth.
such a game food purist that it's very surprising to hear you hate hot dogs.
I hate hot dogs.
not fair.
My brother showed me a hot dog making documentary when I was very young, and it scarred me.
Yes.
And then so I stopped eating them, and
My
then
mom
over
saw that
time,
one.
everything about hot dogs became started to disgust me more.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mother would boil hot dogs and leave the boiled water with the film. What's the film?
Hot dog
Why
water
is the film there?
smells disgusting. That was my best joke back in the day. Like, your breath smell like hot dog water. I used to love that one. Gotta laugh.
Isn't there an album called Hot Dog Water?
There should be if
I feel
it's
like
not.
there's a rock album called Hot Dog Water.
Finally, this is my
Might
area
be
of expertise.
Limp
Thank you,
Bizkit,
John.
yes.
Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, and the hot dog flavored water.
That is-
was their fourth album or third album that I believe they chose those like each of them chose a word or two, and then they strung it together.
Last night on the phone, he sung me a song from that album. What is it?
Break Stuff is I think is
No,
what
it's
I
like
sung
the
you.
re. It was like,
Oh well, I told you about you
Sing
didn't,
it.
you didn't know about Faith.
stop.
Sing.
What's the
No, I'm
one?
good.
What's the
Sing
one?
right now.
Why you're
Why
I
hogging up
guess it would be
airtime?
ni-
Sing.
Well, I guess it would be nice.
Oh.
If I could touch
No.
your body, I know not everybody
everybody
has got a body like me. Yeah, come on. But I gotta think twice before I. This
Paul
is going
George?
on way too
Or
long.
George Michael? Is that George Michael?
Yeah, it's a George Michael cover.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the one that's the actual
Oh, Break
song.
Stuff. I'm blanking on how that one
All
goes
right.
right now.
I've had
but
enough of this. Anyway, the
Limp
point is
Bizkit,
hot
though,
dog
for
water
life.
is
All right, go.
disgusting.
Shots of Frederick.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo, otherwise known as the Greek Freak.
You do that
They
well.
call him the Greek Freak because of he's a specimen of an athlete.
Yes.
And they are feeding him corn dogs, and I am against it. He's been in the U.S. for 5 years now, and apparently had not come into contact with corn dogs until Monday night.
Travesty.
He tweeted a picture of not one but two corn dogs, which look like just
me see
Vienna
them pictures.
sausages in his ginormous hands. That's a regular sized corn dog for sure, and it literally looks like a dill pickle.
It's for people who are listening.
It looks like a baby dill.
it's
There we go. I'm
so
holding it
dark.
up.
It's so
Wait,
dark.
We'll edit it in.
It looks like an Oreo flavored corn dog. Like, that's how dark it is on
those
the
corn
outside.
dogs look like, as I said earlier, the devil's food.
I bet they was good though.
He said for the first time, God bless America. I mean, it's ruining his
I
body.
bet he had mustard on it.
Speaking of that, Taco Bell, LeBron is now 0-6 in chances to win America free
Come on.
tacos. He does not want you to put tacos from Taco Bell into your body, which I actually think I kind of support. Because tacos are my favorite food,
Yes.
and I don't believe in bad tacos.
Are we gonna do this? Do we have time to do this? I don't think we should.
I don't think we have time. But
Okay,
the
good.
point is that you eat Taco Bell consistently.
That's what I was
Which I
talking
think living
about.
in Los Angeles it's insanity. Of all the weird things that you do, there's so much Mexican food available here that is of the highest quality, and you eat Taco
If
Bell.
I wanted Mexican food, I'd get Mexican food. I want Taco Bell, and I get rice instead of meat, and it's a nice low calorie option. Try it out, people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Midwest, they don't like it. They
All
do
right.
not like it in the
Joy.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Vegan barbecue
Oh,
or corn dogs.
That looks delicious. The
vegan barbecue, of course. Corn
Yeah.
dogs are
Both look
straight
great.
poison. If I told you that you could pick any item out of the garbage to eat, all right, that's the corn dog.
If it was there, I'd definitely choose that one because that one's like the good stuff is inside. Just gotta like rush. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The
gross.
good part of the corn dog is inside. It's not on the outside.
All right.
This week in the Migos Culture Report, Kanye West had an invite-only album release party in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Some of the participants: Chris Rock, Nas, Kid Cudi, Jonah Hill, Kanye West, obviously, 2 Chainz, Fabulous, Scooter Braun, that black guy you can't really place. You've seen him, but you can't really know where he's from. Anyways, the rappers sold $500,000 in merch in 30 minutes. The album is being received very well. Yesterday, June 4th, the top 7 songs on Spotify and Apple Music were all the 7 songs from Kanye's album. What do you think?
I'm so conflicted with
I got a
Kanye.
Drake update after this. You want me to run through that first?
No, let's get through Kanye and then we'll get to Drake.
Okay.
I'm very conflicted about Kanye.
Yes.
I feel like Kanye is one of those people who's like, I'm an artist, so you're not on my level. You don't understand my genius because I'm a creative.
Do you
and
though?
I'm a successful creative at
Do you
that.
understand
so
it?
how can you be? Nothing that I say is really what I say. What I say is it means something else because I'm manifesting light and
don't
and darkness
understand
and
the
artist
slander.
Creativity.
You
Listen,
just said you didn't know how you felt about
but
this.
I like the album.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm conflicted because I didn't want to even listen to it, which of course I was going to listen to it. But like,
Yes.
I wanted to hate it.
What's your favorite track?
I wanted to hate it. I can't decide. I
All Mine?
really like all of them. I haven't decided yet. I know. Look, the album is good.
Yes.
All right, and that doesn't take away from everything that Kanye said that was completely ridiculous
No,
and how
it
I
adds
feel
to
about
it.
it. But I will say something, and this is something to think about. People who say crazy shit win.
Oh my gosh.
Donald
Time.
Trump, winning.
Every time.
I mean, I don't like that he's winning, but he's winning. Kanye, winning.
As soon as he says stuff about
Think about
Donald
people
Trump,
who say crazy shit about history. Joan Rivers, winner. Legend.
you got to be rich enough to say crazy stuff though. Like he
No.
proved.
You have to.
This
you
is
have
a cult.
to,
This is
you
an
have to be
experiment.
rich, and you have to earn your way up into a
Yes.
respected whatever it is you
I
are
say
at
whatever I
your
want.
field.
Yeah.
And then you say whatever you want, and then you take it. Once you do that, then you go to another level of winning.
Right.
Like you win, and then you're like here. And then you say crazy stuff, and then it takes you overboard. So
After
that's
the-
just something to think about.
And also, I mean, we're talking about the genius. He scrapped the album and recreated it in 2 weeks after the TMZ article.
Listen, nobody's taken away from
magazine
it. No one has
or
ever taken away
interview.
from his musical abilities. Of course, he's a musical genius. Of course, he's a creative.
producing
genius.
all these songs.
My problem is that I have with Kanye is that you have a responsibility when you have a voice of that magnitude to not feed into things that people will take your words and use them for hate. That's just it's not a hot take. Like you have to know that you have that kind of responsibility, and especially because the culture got you here. So don't try and pretend like now all of a sudden you have the whole world as your fans, and only white people come to your shows. So that's how you got here. That ain't how you got here.
No,
so when you're throwing everybody else under the bus because you want to be on your creative shit, remember that's what happened. That's why people are pissed at Kanye.
No, there was a number of N-words that he said on the album that made me cringe. I was like, I don't know if you can. The way you said it, there's a little bit more clout that needs to be brought up, but Kanye's doing his. I mean,
you like the album, I know.
No. But I honestly do think you're right. The responsibility. He mentions a lot of white men's names when he talks about the geniuses that he wants to be like Walt Disney, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and I argue that if there were some people of color in there or even women of color in that conversation when he brings it up, the narrative may change a little bit, and he needs to be thinking about stuff like
Look
that.
who he spends his time around, bro.
Yeah.
All right, next.
So Drake's album is coming out June 22nd. Still waiting on that. He's put out a statement explaining the blackface after the Pusha T diss. Press release. And
We're
you
in the middle of a rap beef, Drake.
We
don't need press releases. We need the music.
I text Joy the press release. She replied very soon. He should have rapped that.
Yes. Rap it.
So
you are a
funny.
rapper. You're in the middle of a rap beef,
Yes.
which you started, by the way.
Now to say that, obviously Kanye and Good Music is trying to own the landscape. They're putting out albums throughout June. Tiana Taylor's album comes out actually June 22nd with Drake's. And Kanye's producing all these songs. Now Jay Prince, the Houston producer, who's friends with Drake, called Kanye and said, "Hey, Drake is sitting on a diss track with you and Pusha T that could end your career. Like, should we end this whole thing?" And Kanye, obviously, he said he's not beef with anybody. He joked on the album a little bit that he's like he could kill people if he could kill some people if he actually did beef. But he's all love. And then Jay Prince went on Sway and said it's like claiming this Drake track and like he talked Drake out of not releasing it. I'm just like, come on now. Like after that bar, like show me.
Okay, well, I would like it on the record. I have nothing bad to say about Jay Prince. That I would like on the record.
I'm not.
And
oh.
I whatever Jay Prince says, I agree with. I would
all these
say,
people coming from Houston are going to celebrate that. So congratulations.
No,
you got some constituency back.
I know I can come for and who I can't come for.
Yeah.
I feel like Drake is taking the L in this situation.
Yeah.
It's been way too long. Mm-hmm. It's like when you insult someone and 5 minutes later, like, well, no, you.
Yes.
All right,
He had, yeah.
Cool burn, bro. It's taken too long.
I'm listening to the album
and
closely.
I will listen to the album. Obviously,
Yes.
Drake is not dead. The bottom line is, I don't know why Drake would get involved in this in the first place. Just why?
His day.
You make songs about love.
No. He's going to continue to be respected.
And you sprinkle in some semi gangster
Yeah,
sort
that's
of sounding
Drizzy.
stuff, which we
That's
all know
Drizzy.
you're not really
Drizzy
about.
Drake.
So
Yeah.
why?
I've gotten to the point now where on Kanye's album, I'm learning. I can hear when it's Kanye spitting and when it's a written bar. I have that instinct. I can
you
hear.
tell
it.
which?
I
Can you
hear
tell
it.
which personality it's Kanye?
No, I can tell who sent him the bar. I was like, oh, Big Sean sent him that. 2 Chainz sent him that. Nicki Minaj sent him that. Obviously, he referenced that in the song. And now I'm getting
fine. Everybody has
prepared.
writers.
I'm
It's fine.
gonna be able to tell you what Drake bar is his and what's not.
By the way, I like the album cover. It's kind of funny.
he took it with his cell phone picture.
Well, look, that's a great testament to that camera.
What? You think he's got an iPhone?
I guess yes.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. But
Kim's
I'm guessing
BlackBerry.
yes. All right, fun show today. Thanks so much to T.O. Hall of Famer Terrell Owens.
Don't forget it.
For multiple, 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Double up. Definitely gonna cry. Joining us today for sure. I mean, I don't know if there's some prop bets on that, but that is
Definitely gonna snot cry too.
That is a lock. Yeah. Well, he claims he didn't snot cry, but
He's a snot crier.
I should have done my impersonation for him too. We gotta.
You have a Teo impression?
Of course, I do have a T.O. impression. Who doesn't?
Really?
He's my quarterback.
My
Quarterback. I was gonna tell him that's why I
can't
know
do
you're
that
gonna cry
in front of him.
because you already cried. We already started.
He almost cried when that sign fell.
He was great though. Thanks so much for joining us, and we had a fun time today. Please subscribe and share and tell your friends about us because we
Please.
love you. And follow us on all our social media pages at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.